of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll open it up for public discussion on anything on the agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the August 24th, 22 hearing and supervisors meeting.
Second.
Motion. No. Motion carries. Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to authorize payment of the bills and payroll for the month of September 2022.
I'll second it. Motion's been made and second. Any questions?
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. I'll make a motion to approve trunk or treat for Saturday, October 29th from 12 to 2 and the issuing of a $500 check for prizes.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve the hire of Ryan Johnson as a part-time firefighter effective 9/2/22.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Officer Tyler Drzbeski effective 9/10/22.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. I'd also like to make a comment and thank Tyler for the time he spent here in the township and doing a good job as a police officer. I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of Crystal Metallic as a full-time officer effective 9/12/22.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And hold off now. Crystal, if you'll come up front. Yeah.
Gosh.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Crystal Metallic,
I, Crystal Metallic,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of police officer
and I will discharge the duties of the police officer.
in Mount Pleasant Township, Washington County with fidelity.
Can you say that again? Mouthful.
I know, in Mount Pleasant Township,
In Mount Pleasant Township,
Washington County
Washington County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm giving it to Darla. You'll need to sign it. She has to sign it, put the
Okay.
seal on it.
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Are you in this week, Crystal?
Yes, tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, all right, I'll see you then, okay?
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Thomas Riggins as a full-time firefighter effective 10/2/22.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2022P, amending Act 57 of 2022. Tom, do you just want to give a
Resolution based on a recommendation of PSATs. Act 57 was a statute that was passed that provides limited relief for penalties and interest, or penalties for folks who claim that they did not receive their real estate tax bills. It's very limited, mostly for new owners in the past year that claim to have not received the bill. It provides a mechanism by which they can seek relief from the penalties, which is the exception to the long-standing rule. There's a presumption that you all know and you presume to have received or went looking for if you didn't get a tax bill. but apparently there's been some issues with that. That's an unlimited accommodation, and we're required actually to pass a resolution, which is basically the board instructing the tax collector that this exists and please abide by it. So that's what that is.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. You'll make sure that Jamie
Jamie
has
gets
a
it, yes.
a copy of that. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 160 for the uniform pension plan. This is an ordinance of the Township of Mount Pleasant providing for the establishment and regulation of a pension plan for the full-time police officers of Mount Pleasant Township, Washington County.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to authorize the manager to engage Jordan Tax Service, Inc. to perform delinquent fire hydrant light assessment collection services commencing in January 2023 and to provide notice non-renewal of existing credit tech agreement effective 12/31/22.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to advertise budget meetings for tentatively set for Thursday, October 6th at 2 p.m., Thursday, October 20th at 2 p.m., and Wednesday, November 9th at 6 p.m.
I'll second that. Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to advertise for a full-time firefighter.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay, we'll open the floor up for discussions. If you're gonna speak, please stand, state your name and your address.
That's quick. Stacy Brooks, 259 Carroll Road. I had more, but I actually talked to George this afternoon, cleared up some of the stuff that I did have. Question about the intersection of McCarroll and Red Fox. If you're coming up McCarroll to come here, what happened to our stop sign? It's gone. Somebody's gonna get killed. So if you're coming from Olam to make the right onto McCarroll,
Yeah.
that stop sign's gone.
I don't think there was a stop sign.
There was a stop sign there when I moved in. Right traffic going to the right could go. People were just shooting straight across. I mean, I live there. I hear the squealing of brakes.
been there. Yeah, there's never been a.
There's never been there. There was one there when we moved in. I'm almost
No,
positive.
are you talking about right at Red Fox there?
Not
No.
coming from Red Fox,
I know.
coming on to McCarroll.
Not coming from Red Fox, coming
Yeah,
from.
coming the other
from
direction.
the other
There's a
direction.
post there that's bent over.
There was at one time, there was, because everything kept changing. One time, everybody stopped, then it used to be McCarroll never stopped.
Right.
And then I remember the one, right turn to keep moving, but if you were
Right turn
gonna
keeps
go
moving. You're
across to
shooting
Red
across it
Fox.
to stop
I do
because the
remember
weeds
that.
there
Well,
are
you
so
can't
high.
see, I agree.
You can't see.
Yeah.
Now, that's a state road, right?
Yeah.
So what do I do? Do I contact the state or?
I think our police may be able to,
If it's a state road, that's something
Yeah,
PennDOT would have to.
you can,
assess.
okay.
So I contact PennDOT?
You're gonna have to contact PennDOT.
Okay.
Yeah. I can truly tell you, I don't ever remember that being there, but
Yeah, it was there
I
when we
remember
moved in.
a sign being down there, but I don't. that's
And
been
the
a
weeds
while.
are so high there that you can't see anything coming. So if you're shooting across to Red
yeah, I
Fox,
know it's bad.
you're getting hurt.
Well, yeah, because you can't see what's coming down McCarroll,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
So there is the post there, but somebody hit it. I mean, I haven't gone to see if it's.
Darla can make a call to
Yeah,
PennDOT
and
too.
Okay.
I will call also.
Okay.
I will call also, but if you give me a call tomorrow,
Okay.
I'll give you the number, because I think the more that call and complain, it'll move up the chain a little faster.
223-4480.
Okay. I'll try to find that. And then the other thing is I also talked to Chief Tharp and just for public comment, the speed on McCarroll Road is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even the milk trucks and the trucks from the wells, they just fly. Like you can hear them. So I'm next to, as we call it, the blue shithole. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Anybody who comes down McCarroll Road,
I know where you're talking about. That's really bad.
yeah, I mean, anybody. So I'm the third one in, and soon as they come around that bend, they light it up and go down, come towards this way. And even coming down, all you hear is them squealing on their brakes. I mean, it's just the amount of speed.
You talked to
I did talk
Chief.
I talked to Chief Art, but just mentioning it.
I'll make a note to talk to him about it too.
And then my comments about the blue shithole, I already talked to George, so I won't bore anybody with that.
He's trying.
I know. If anybody wants to pay my termination or my exterminator bill, I'll gladly give it to you.
That's been an ongoing issue. Anybody else?
Chris Loft, 317 Fort Cherry Road. On August 1st, I contacted the township. There was, I guess, a massive release at the Cowden 3H, 6H well site. I know, I may spoke to you, Darla, and I think you dispatched the fire department. I was wondering if you guys were going to issue any kind of violation regarding odors and air pollution, because the release blanketed from this fellow's house all the way down Fort Cherry Road, probably about a half a mile. And I just want to know, we've done it in the past, and we'll see if you guys are going to do that again this time.
I wasn't even aware that had happened.
Yeah, I had called the fire department. He had called telling me about this odor. And so I called, and I think it was Hayden, and I asked Hayden to go down and check. And then it was like in the fire department's hands then. I never heard back from Hayden about anything.
What's okay? Sure. Put alarms on that. I got one other thing. Also, just recently, a number of the neighbors surrounding got registered letters from Range Resources about some, I guess, upcoming gas activities. One of the neighbors contacted our zoning officer and indicated that wasn't quite sure about it, but also got into the discussion about they were going to be putting the above ground tanks back on the Cowden well site.
We've heard nothing about that.
He contacted Range Resources, but apparently that's what he was advised. And I guess the question is, why are we putting them on the well sites when, didn't we have an agreement with Range that, I guess it's when we were going through the issue with the impoundments, that they were going to put it in the industrial zone or whatever it was, and that was the agreement we had. So why are they putting them on the well pads? And like I said, it was negotiated, and they were going to do it into the commercial area, whatever it is, which I think was down towards the Westland area.
I don't know anything about it, and I'll talk to
Well,
George
that's what I'm
about
give a
it.
heads up, because if they're approaching you and you tell them it's coming, like I said, hopefully we're considering or at least enforcing what was discussed and agreed upon years ago about where they were going to place these, these above ground tanks.
If I remember right, the one thing we had told them that if there was any tanks, they were only to be freshwater tanks.
Okay.
But I'll talk to George.
And the other thing too is, if they are tanks, I hope they're only dedicated to the surrounding townships as well, because that was something that happened on a regular basis in the years past.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
I wasn't sure what he was gonna say, so I wanted to say something else. In regards to the water containment, when they come and they do, we heard that they're going on, either, we were told Cowden 3 through 6, that would be Mark, or they're going up on Mr. Cowden's. When they're there, it does create a lot of truck traffic. Now, at the end of the road where Mr. Tom Cowden is, there is a sign that the trucks are gonna be entering the highway there. Don't know if that's what's going on, don't know if you have an Act 14 notification, but I'm sure my neighbors would agree. We pretty much have buried the brunt of it done at that end. I mean, from the Carter impoundment was only permitted for 12 wells and fracked over 200. So you can imagine the amount of truck traffic that we've endured. I mean, and the trucks go up and down the road constantly. So I know that it's in the ordinances that you guys are not permitting that. But I mean, the fact that you did that, you went above and beyond with DEP. You know, the well should have been reclaimed in 9 months and we shouldn't have been seeing anything more on it. Now you have expanded the use and they seem to keep coming on 14th Road. And I know some of my neighbors, we've had it, you know, with what we're enduring down there with all the trucks. So, so if you can take that into consideration when you get the Act 14 notification, we would appreciate that. The other thing I wanted to bring up that Chris didn't, and I had talked to Shane, when they had the release on August 1st, I actually was out in the yard and it was early in the morning, Chris had left for work. The smell was so bad that I literally got dizzy and nauseous and had to go on the ground on my knee. This should not be happening. When the fire department came to our, I really appreciate you doing that. He did not have a VOC monitor. He told me he only had a CO2 monitor for enclosed places. We've been doing this in this township since what, 2006, 2007, and our fire department is not equipped with a VOC monitor? Seriously? I mean, what about if you're called to the school for something like that? And Shane, I did send you the grant from Act 13.
I forward that on
to, but we can get free equipment. We can get air monitors in our township through Act 13 for municipalities who are impacted. I can't believe we haven't did it. So, I mean, part of your job is to protect the health and safety, the property values, everything. I mean, when we call, we thought the fire department was coming out with a monitor. I mean, this isn't the first time, and they might claim that they had some kind of just release, but I can tell you that we have video of them literally coming on that pad, opening those condensate tanks, standing back against their trucks with their arms folded with that all spewing in the air. That's not right. So, you know, I hope that's something that you'll address in the future.
We will look into it.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Mark Wolf, 283 Fort Cherry Road. I agree. You know, at the beginning when this all started, I had mentioned the fact as long as they were doing things right, I would support them. But if they're going to continue neglecting some things, and I think a VOC monitor wouldn't be a bad idea just to keep up with her, because I didn't even know it went off. And we did talk, and I had no idea, none. And then the other thing is, you guys would like to put some white stripes across the well, on the well pad across, you know, right there at the road. Probably write a few violations, quite a few, matter of fact. Because I had a complaint, I went in, I actually handled it myself, because I actually jackknifed my vehicle over the well pad road, because somebody blew a jake brake going uphill. Uphill. And I thought it was, what's the gentleman's name that does the septic systems?
Chuck.
I thought it was his truck. It was red and silver. And I actually called him. He goes, I sold some of my trucks. So I waited for the guy to pull up, and I basically told him, I said, if I ever catch you blowing that jake brake again, and it wasn't the first time, it was probably about 3 times, I said, I'll rip you out of the truck and somebody's gonna have to come get me. Because I don't appreciate that. You know. So it's just being on the downside, going down the road, you could write tickets all day long. Now that I'm home, kind of retired, semi-retired, I guess you want to call it, but I notice it even more. Because before I wasn't until 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was going all day long.
We need to bring that to the chief's
So,
attention. Okay.
yeah, it's, you know, I agree. You know, there's some things that they really need to buckle down and make sure they do things right, not inquiry for the rest of us.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All righty, anybody else?
Yeah. George Kaspersky, right next to Chris and Janet. You know, we're all neighbors right there. And you know, what's going on, and we really, back in 2006, 2010, things like that. You know, our road between me and my next door neighbor, Rich Bilski, caved in. They got a spot in front of their house and it caved in. I mean, nobody's fixing it. We addressed it with the PennDOT. They were out there looking at the road, and before they tarred and chipped our road, they drew lines of where they were going to fix it at.
But they didn't fix it.
They just tarred and chipped over it. You know, so out of sight, out of mind. You know,
Yeah, that road is getting really bad.
really bad. And that's the main road from this side of town to the school.
Right.
You know, so you'd think it would have like some little bit more micromanaged a little bit. Now it's just like, it's a free-for-all out there, you know? Guys, we're all in this together, okay? If they want to put a holding pond out there, I mean, up on the Carter Pond before, nobody knew what was going on up there, okay? We all live out there. There was dead animals everywhere out there, okay? If they tell you it's a freshwater pond, number one, how are we gonna manage that, okay? Number two, are we getting money for that, okay? Are we gonna get money for the township for it being in our township? I'm asking all five of you people a question.
Well, there's been nothing talked about. There's been no Act 14. There's been nothing come, so there's.
Okay,
And there are no more ponds. There will be no more open ponds, period.
Right.
okay. But the point I'm trying to make is, I don't care if it's $20 million. I don't care if it's $100 million. We all live here, okay? If one of us in our family dies, that ain't because of that. And I'm not a doctor. I don't know what this is causing, what's affecting it. But if one of us dies, one of our grandkids dies, one of our kids die, and it's linked back to that, it's not worth it. I don't care. Bill Gates gives us all his money. It ain't worth it. So when you guys make your decisions about what goes where, like, keep it out of here. It's not benefiting us.
Thank you, sir.
You bet, Gary.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Anita Steigerwald, 311 Fort Cherry Road. I came in late, but I want to support my neighbors here. I don't understand why we can have a release and not know what it is. I don't understand that. That's detrimental to our health. It was so detrimental to her health, she fell to the ground. She called me. I was not home at the time that this happened, but I have been home for other things. I'm right next to that well site. I have had radioactive material next door to me with than you would receive in a dental office. That was a big lie. It was 100 times more than you'd receive in a dental office. This is next door. When they said that was a freshwater pond, that was not a freshwater pond. Trucks were followed and people were dumping waste into that pond from West Virginia. So this is all a big lie. I don't want to hear about any freshwater ponds next to me or freshwater anything next to me. We've been through all this now. They vented next to us with a pig launcher till they caught the woods on fire next to my property. And they said, oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That was a lie. Every time I've come here and asked about something, I've not been given the truth. Not been given the truth from Range, not been given the truth from you when I ask about what they were doing by the school. I protested that and you all cut me out of that. I had standing, but you made sure I didn't. So this time, they start doing this all over again, they're gonna hear from me again in a different way.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Do you have anything? Shane?
No.
We're going to have an executive session for personnel, and we will not be coming back in session to make any decisions. It's just a discussion. Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.